In this video, we will add a user to your high-level account. Before you add the user, the information that you need is the user's name, email address, phone number, and what access you're going to give the user. So if it's agency level and you're adding a user on the agency level, you're going to give that user different credentials for your agency. So you're going to give them access to different accounts. You're going to give them access to manage agency level features like SaaS configurator, those things, be able to pause accounts and um, cancel accounts and delete accounts, things like that. So you need to figure out what permissions you want to give someone if they're going to be an agency user. So you can do agency admin. So an agency admin has access to the agency and the same features that you have. So the notifications you get, they get. Then you have agency user, which means they're not an admin, so they don't have admin access. They have user access, so they can just do user activities. And then you have an account admin, which means an account admin has access to everything in just your account. So this is an account. Each one of these in the switcher is an account. And so the admin has the same ability you have in the account if they're an account admin, or you have account user and they have limited access. So the way you add a user to your account is go to settings, and then we're going to go to my staff. So when we go to my staff, we have the ability to add. So this button at the top says add employee. And so when you click on add employee, it's going to give you this profile, right? And so what you just want to focus on is just putting their name, their email, and their phone number right here. Then you're going to be able to go to roles and permissions. And so when you go to roles and permissions, here is where I was saying you can either be an admin or you can be a user. And if they're an admin, they can be an admin. You just have to limit their visibility, right? What they have access to. So then you need to go through here and you need to figure out, okay, if they're admin, I don't want them to have access to account settings, right? So this is account settings, which means they have access to billing. Now, in billing, it doesn't show your card full card number, just shows the last four, but some people just don't want people to have access to their billing. If they have access to settings, then they have access to manage the account, meaning they can change this information in business profile, they could change this information in billing, they can change this, they can change all of these things in here. They can. Now here's where it becomes an issue. They can't manage. If you, okay, let's just say you want to say I don't want to get them access, they don't have access. They can, they can't create tags, right? And so then they can't go into custom fields and custom values, which is important. They can't add domains. They can't access domains. So it's just up to you, right? And so then this is all of the other things that they have access to, right? A lot of people don't want people to view the dashboard because the dashboard tells you how much money you have made, what your revenue is looking like. So they turn that off. And then integrations is the integrations that we went through. So you just have to look through here and figure out in the system what you want someone to have access to, but understand that if you turn certain things off like this, they don't have access to do a lot, right? And so then same thing for the user. So see how the users already have limited ability. If you don't want a user to be able to export payments, you can turn that off. Most users, you want them to be able to refund payments, record, cancel subscriptions, view and manage invoices. You want them to do that. So, or maybe you don't want them to have access to payments. It just depends. So you have to figure out what you want your people to have access to, and then you give them access. And once you're done setting them up, you're able to hit save. They're going to get an email. You're going to get an email that says new user added to your account. And so that is how you add a user to your account.